Hello everyone, this is game 2 between the Infi Th000 random matchup, as Infi is going to spawn as, well, human. So Infi spawning as the human player here, meanwhile Th000 spawning as the human player as well. So both players getting the race that they wanted, so to speak. And I am now curious, you normally do not see a human versus human matchup between these two players, and now things are gonna get interesting. Now, we do see a speed building of altar by both of these players, so both of them will be going for an archmage and trying to militia creep out this goblin laboratory. Now, or this laboratory, however you want to call it. What ends up happening is that hero, that archmage, will get to level 2, allowing for brilliance aura. And then in addition to that, there is always the tome that it drops. In olden days, tomes of experience had 140 experience, meaning that it was possible for an archmage to get to level 3 right off of that creep camp. Give it a Sobi mask, and all of a sudden, that archmage becomes a one-man wrecking crew only 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. Instead, it is now going to be stuck at level 2 even if a Tome of Experience does drop. And what you're also going to be wanting to pay close attention to is the number of peasants both of these players pull in order to get their militia creeped out fast enough, or get that location creeped out fast enough. I believe both of them said that, did Th000 say that he was human? I'm not quite sure. There's a water elemental now already being dropped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Normally you only bring 7 militia here, as there is a sheep that did get taken down, and now here we go after a rock golem. Militia now comes over, is spotted. You can see that the Altar of Kings is already done, and now attempting to take down this rock golem as quickly as possible. The problem is that this militia on the far side off over here means that a lot of experience will be, or a lot of lumber will be lost, as that archmage already hits level 2. Back down over here you can see both sides getting their items. A Sobi mask versus Devotion aura. I believe the Sobi mask does have a bit of an advantage, as it is going to give extra mana to that archmage, and that archmage now going to be running across perhaps to the mercenary camp in order to try and do a little bit more creeping. Let's see if that is going to be the case. No, it doesn't seem to be the case. The militia, never mind, I take it back. It looks like it is going to be 4 or 5 militia now making its way out to this mercenary camp now, and the mercenary camp is going to aggro. The timing is going to be perhaps a little bit dangerous, as the archmage is now coming in right from behind. Yes, this is going to be a potential creepjack. There is a boulder to the head on the archmage. Archmage may get a free easy experience right there. Is it going to go down? There's another water elemental coming in, and both sides coming across. You can see water elementals galore. Infi has a water elemental behind, and let's see, there is some experience being left behind there as well. So the Troll Shadow Priest was not saved. Archmage now trying to go after some of these units here. You can see that the archmage, who has the experience lead, archmage of Th000, does have a slight advantage. Water elemental of Th000 coming back around, gonna go after the ogre warrior here, as the ogre warrior may end up falling. Meanwhile, the archmage trying to do a little bit of path blocking. This water elemental, is it gonna get the shot off? No, that ogre warrior down to 12 hit points as it gets taken down. Little bit of unlucky mana, I guess, or unlucky random numbers, as the footmen are now going to be engaging here. Both sides, footman versus footman. Th000 perhaps the one who understands this matchup the least, as he is going to drop a water elemental, taking down an ogre warrior, and now also picking up a troll berserker. He's going to wander away here. That water elemental is going to absorb a bit of attacks here, as we now see militia now countering from Infi. Infi looking to push all of these footmen back. It looks like it will be able to do exactly that. And now we see another water elemental dropped. You can see just the benefit of that extra mana. Archmage here only has 83 mana. Meanwhile, Infi is currently sitting at 155 with an extra water elemental on the field. That is important to note, as the militia now doing a little bit of chasing back and around. Is the footman going to be able to catch down this water elemental? No, it will not, as a second water elemental now dropped. Archmage needs to be extremely careful here. Troll berserker, both sides trying to fight, and it looks like both of these players are going to constantly be playing aggression, even though that isn't really what you want to be doing. Archmage down to, or at 2.5, essentially. Meanwhile, this Archmage at 2 2/3. Th000 with a slight advantage here. And he is still trying to pressure. Arcane Vault looks like it will get canceled. Meanwhile, Arcane Tower, are we going to have a militia taken down? Yes, we are. There goes the Arcane Vault. A lot of resources lost there. The Water Elemental does not go down from the timer, giving experience to the Archmage. We are now sitting at, what, 386 compared to 535. Archmage does get to level 3 here. Level 2 Water Elementals galore. And with that, we are going to be having a great advantage for Th000. Level 2 Water Elementals, much, much better than level 1. That Arcane Vault is already completed. Peasants could have tried to militia creep out, and I believe they actually did do a little bit more militia creeping at that location there. That's how the Archmage got to level 3, picking up the Scroll of the Beast and now using a Scroll of Regeneration to try and heal up all of these peasants once more. Alright, important to note as the Archmage now needs to be careful. It wants to go after these Null Overseers. Oh, how did this trick work? Dropping the Water Elemental right there and then aggroing with the Archmage, meaning that the Null Overseers or the Null Wardens did not purge that Water Elemental. If I was actively playing Warcraft 3, I would try that once more. Archmage now making a move down into this location here. Is he going to catch anything? There is a Scroll of the Beast. That does give a good hit point or a damage advantage, but it is also worth 200 gold. I'm not quite sure what is the better choice there. As you can see, an Arcane Vault is going to get taken down rather quickly. Peasants now making their way over. Archmage now comes in. Fireballs hitting this that Troll Shadow Priest very, very quickly. The Water Elementals now needing to back off, pulling away the Footmen, trying to engage. One Water Elemental, one Footman gets taken down. You can see more attacks coming in. This Footman now trying to make its way back. It looks like it will be able to. A lot of Water Elementals in this engagement, though. Th000 going to lose one. And that's just going to give more experience still. The peasants and the peon, or the militia now still charging back the other way. The Water Elementals, it looks like Th000 is going to lose one Water Elemental, 2 Water Elementals compared to 1 now. This is not a good fight. Th000's Water Elemental going to give even more experience as Infi getting a little bit of the better end of that as he also has that Clarity Potion. Alright, Panda now joining in on the fight. Breath of Fire going to be very, very important in the upcoming battles here. Archmage tries to come in and get some damage. Fireball. Oh, Water Elemental does get taken down there as the Archmage needs to get away. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire across all of those Footmen, preventing some healing? It doesn't look like it. There's a Breath of Fire only disrupting the healing on maybe actually 3 of them. That cone actually looked much, it didn't look like it reached it, but it did actually disrupt it. Mountain King is out though now, and now the Panda has to be a little bit careful. No, the Troll, the Berserker is now in trouble. There's another Breath of Fire. There's a Scroll of Regeneration. There goes the Berserker as another Water Elemental dropped in from the other side. Infi sneaking back the other side with that Water Elemental and that Archmage. Alright, here's the attack there. There is another Footman getting taken down. The Mountain King switching things around once more. There is another Stormbolt, and all we can really see is another Water Elemental is going to bite the dust. There it goes. This Water Elemental perhaps going to fall as you now see the Sobi mask on the Mountain King. Very, very important choice there. The Mountain King may try to catch up. Is it going to get off a Stormbolt in time? No, unable to get around this Water Elemental, constantly getting choked up by his own units as we now see Priest joining in on the fight. I am surprised we don't see Spellbreakers, especially from Th000, since we are looking at the Breath of Fire coming in, but we are going to be instead going into the Dispel Magic, as the Priest with Dispel Magic should win out in that summoning war. Archmage sells a couple of quick items there, gets a lot of gold, did not pick up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. It looks as though the Water Elemental absorbing a lot of damage. Tome of Agility +2, not altogether that useful. There's a Breath of Fire. And who got that? There is the Dispel Magic. And what is going on across the board? Level 2 now on that Mountain King. Level 4 now on that Archmage, more importantly, as the Mountain King is going to be a Storm Bolting machine. Level 2 Mountain King with Sobi Mask. You can see the Militia now being brought over. Are we going to see a kill here or a steal here? Oh, no steal at all. The Mountain King didn't get the steal off the Panda. Instead, now sitting at level 1, almost level 2. Breath of Fire. Yes, there goes that peasant there, as we're still trying to fight it out. Priest keeping some of the units alive, but the Priests are now low on mana. There's some Spellbreakers now joining in on the fight, as the Mountain King army is accompanied by a whole bunch of low hit point Footmen. This is not good news at all. as the Panda could easily turn around and take down some low hit point units. There goes a Priest as well. Peasants are now pretty much cannon fodder as they are slow walking, slow moving units. And now we see a full hit point footman coming in from the opposite direction. They're not quite sure how he got over there, as there is now 4 priests in this fight. Water elementals trying to go after the priest. However, the priests are slightly faster, and with some good positioning, the priests are going to stay alive. This water elemental, is it going to get away? Yes, it will. Mountain King does not want to waste a Stormbolt, as the Archmage now ready to lead the charge again. Level 3 still on that Archmage. Level 2 on the Panda. Mountain King still sitting at level 2. Getting very close to level 3 here. Has to be careful. If it can save the mana for level 2 Stormbolt, that would be potentially huge, as the Militia are trying to get a good surround here. The Mountain King in a little bit of trouble. Is he going to be able to get it back from away from there? Yes, it looks like he will be able to, as the Mountain King still in battling it up. He is purposely not using that Stormbolt so far in order to get off a Stormbolt a little bit later. Are we going to see perhaps a couple of peasants? Yes, there goes a Militia, and now Stormbolts should be coming in very, very fast and fiercely. Are we going to be seeing that? There's the Stormbolt now onto the Panda. The Panda now pretty much out of mana, unable to engage against all of these Spellbreakers. The Spellbreakers dispel magic against all the Water Elementals, and Infi is really winning out against this fight. All right, looks like a Footman will get taken down. Yes, no, yeah. That low hit point Footman still somehow surviving. The Mountain King still sitting at level 3 with 220 or 215 mana and growing. Not quite sure how he is still alive in this, as there's still low hit point Footmen who are not getting focused down. Breath of Fire almost takes him down there. Militia now trying to come back in again, as we are still seeing Water Elementals continuing this fight here. A long battle going back and forth. The Priests are really doing their job keeping these Footmen alive, but as I say that, it looks like no, the Footman still stays alive. There are 2 Footmen in the red. Are they going to be able to escape? It looks like they will be able to do exactly that. The Mountain King pretty much saying, hey, are you going to try and challenge me? This Footman, very low on hit points, finally gets taken down after what seems like an epic long fight. A 20 or 30 hit point Footman staying alive for much longer than he should, as there goes a Stormbolt. The Panda now pretty much out of mana again. There goes the second low hit point Footman, as it is now turning into a Priest Spellbreaker versus Priest-Spellbreaker Militia battle. Infi having a little bit of the home field advantage, but that Mountain King sitting at level 3 and still with mana is the definite problem here. Alright, is that Water Elemental going to get the... No, not going to get that kill off there. Bash coming in, slowing down that Spellbreaker in just a moment. There's the Dispel Magic once again, as the front lines are just holding ever so barely. Mountain King needs to be very careful, needs that mana, cannot get hit by those Spellbreakers far too often, as the Water Elemental is now being dropped down as well. Alright, Spellbreakers, perhaps they should just focus down the Priest and just mana burn them down. There goes another Water Elemental, and this fight has been going on for about 2 minutes with no one really coming out on top. It looks as though, yes, another Dispel Magic coming in there, both sides getting a lot of experience. And Archmage sitting almost at level 5. Mountain King sitting at 3 and staying steady. Though looking to have a clear advantage. He is sitting at 59 over 66 supply. Meanwhile, Infi sitting at 50 over 60 as the battle continues here. Alright, this is, I guess, the second act of the battle outside Infi's base. Footman, just pretty much no point there. Mountain King with a long distance Stormbolt gets its man, as the Archmage and Mountain King are once again on the run. Alright, the Spellbreakers really chasing after these units. The Spellbreakers need to get back in position, and there you go. The lines are reestablished. That Mountain King looking to find something. There's a Stormbolt onto a Priest. Breath of Fire finds a couple of units there, and now those, I believe this low hit point Spellbreaker is going to try to make its way to the back. And trying to reestablish all those lines once again. The Mountain King still low on, now getting low on mana, and now we see the turning of the tide as Militia being called forth by Th000 now with the one with Militia, really pressing this very hard. The Militia are at half life or half time life already, as there's a quick Dispel Magic. Archmage now sitting at level 5. Level 3 Water Elementals are going to be very important, as Dispel Magic only does 200 damage. And with those Archmages and level 5 Water Elementals, 900 hit points, it will take 4 Dispel Magics and some additional damage just to try and blow the, just huff and puff and blow them down, as opposed to 3. That is very important there. The Goblin Zeppelin with a whole bunch of low hit point Spellbreakers, both sides disenchanting a lot. That Zeppelin needs to be very careful, as the Archmage and the Zeppelins are just trying to shoot this down here. It looks like the Water Elemental will get taken down. There it goes, giving level 3 to the Panda now, finally, as the Zeppelin is trying to get away. Zeppelin down to 92 hit points, and this is going to be a bit of a problem. There is the reveal, making sure that there's nothing hiding over the edge here. Archmage now going to just run inside the main base here. You can see 700 and gold sitting inside the base. Spellbreakers now quickly attempting to take down the Arcane Vault, which is important. Once the Arcane Vault goes, no more Spellbreakers can be trained, and that's going to be a problem for Infi. Infi now opting to actually try and creep out of creep camp. He is going to be forced to use a Squirrel Town portal to head back home here, and now we see the Arcane Tower has fallen. All right, where are the units going to be backing off? Where is that land? There it is, landing straight up on top of all those units there. Spellbreakers are straight up on top of the Archmage. Archmage is in trouble. Infi loses the Archmage, and now Tho is in a great location. Are we going to perhaps see a Stormbolt onto that mountain or onto that Panda? Yes, and a misplaced Scroll of Town portal ends the game. Infi loses game 2, forcing a game 3. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.